Hey, what's up, everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and thank you for joining me here for your free picks for the MLS on Saturday, June 1st. Well, guys, in addition to the Champions League finale that we have going on Saturday as well, that's being played at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We do have 11 games in the MLS, and you are getting a free pick for every single one of those games in this video, including the parlay. This time I decided to go with a three-leg parlay because we lost the last two, and Wednesday hasn't been particularly good as far as the MLS free picks go. Of course, for more free picks from different sports, you can go up to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel and check it out. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that like button. And for my best bets, click the link in the description. That will get you up to my page where you can sign up, get a daily pass, 3-day pass, 7-day pass, or even a month-long pass if that's something you want to do. And I already have a pass for Euro Cup and Copa America coming up in a couple of weeks. You can get an early access to that for a cheaper price. And you can even use that discount code, which is PICK, and get additional 15% off. So check it out, guys, and see if you like anything. Like I said, on Saturday, guys, we have 11 games in the MLS kicking off at 7:30 p.m. and later than that. And we have some interesting matchups going on. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. The first game we have to talk about is between DC United and Toronto. Two teams that have been scoring a lot of goals this season, but two teams that also have been conceding a lot of goals right now. Now, on top of that, each of their last 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10 or 11 games have gone over 2.5, and both teams have scored. And honestly, I expect something very similar here as well. Toronto is scoring a lot of goals. They're a completely different team than they have been last season. It's still unclear if Insigne will play in this game, but Bernadeschi, who's been leading this team, will be in the starting lineup once again. And he has scored 6 goals in 14 games so far this season and added 3 assists as well. DC United with Christian Benteke up front is another solid team in that attack again. And because of that, guys, at the price we are getting, both teams to score in over 2.5 at minus 122, I will be going with that. Inter Miami is hosting St. Louis, and I do understand that we have to be a little bit cautious with Inter Miami, especially after they ended up losing to Atlanta this Wednesday, and that was with Messi, Suarez, and Busquets in the lineup. Now, Messi will be going to play for Argentina in Copa America, so they only maybe have him for another game or two, and they need to get back on the winning track. That loss was unfortunate. And luckily for them, they're now playing against St. Louis, who is still winless on the road this season, and who hasn't won any of their last 7 games on the road, and they are on a 3-game losing streak. Now, at the price we are getting, I simply have to take with Inter. I simply have to take Inter Miami to win at over 2.5 goals at minus 110. I honestly don't see 2 games in a row where they are going to score only 1 goal. I think that they will go out guns blazing in this one, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them scoring at least 3 goals in this game. So I'm taking Inter to win and over 2.5 goals at minus 110. Red Bulls are hosting Orlando, and this one is clear as day to me, guys. I'm taking Red Bulls on the money line. Orlando is a decent team at home, but when playing on the road, not so much. And New York is still undefeated at home this season. New York Red Bulls, that is. And on top of that, uh, they are coming off of a win against Charlotte 3-1 earlier this week as well. So their form is quite solid. They're playing well both at home and on the road as well. They haven't lost any of the last 6 home games in a row. And with all that being said, guys, I simply have to take New York Red Bulls on the money line. Philadelphia is hosting Montreal, and Philadelphia actually had 2 games in a row that ended in a nil-nil draw, which was quite disappointing for me because I expected goals against Toronto. But I don't know. I would be very much shocked if they have another nil-nil draw, if I'm being honest. Montreal is a horrible, horrible defensive team. The only reason they won that game against DC United was because DC United conceded a red card. But apart from that, they have a lot of injured players. They lack depth. Defensively, they are a big mess. And Because of that, I'm going to take Philadelphia to win and both teams to score at plus 175. I'm just going for that extra money, but even Philadelphia win and over 2.5 goals, it's nice price. Get that if you don't want to take this risk that I will take. But Montreal has been scoring goals consistently, and I think they can get to the scoreboard here, which is why I'm going for the full plus money. Now, for our next game, guys, we are gonna go to Chicago against Galaxy, and I don't know what Chicago did this season to warrant this price that they are getting, and they are actually tiny, tiny bit favorites at home against Galaxy. They surely haven't won any games, not in the last 9 games in a row. Uh, they are very close to the bottom of the table. As far as scoring goals go, they have only 15 goals in 16 games, 9 goals in 9 home games so far this season. But defensively, they are one big mess. And now you have to face Galaxy, who's been scoring a lot of goals this season, who's back on the winning track with 2 wins in their last 2 games. And if nothing else, if they can't keep a clean sheet, Galaxy can simply outscore Chicago here. So I'm gonna keep this one very simple, guys. I'm gonna bite the bullet. I don't know what the books are taking, but I'm taking Galaxy on the money line at plus 160. I honestly wouldn't be even surprised if that one went over 2.5, and Galaxy winning over 2.5 is gonna be plus 200 and something, and I might even sprinkle a little bit on that pick as well. Minnesota and Kansas will be playing in the next matchup in the MLS, and Kansas is still struggling a lot. They've lost 4 of their last 5. However, their last 6 games in a row have gone both teams to score. Actually, have gone over 2.5. While only one of those 6 hasn't gone with both teams scoring, and that was in the U.S. Open Cup against Tulsa. Minnesota, shockingly to me at least, got shut out against LAFC earlier this week. They lost 2-0, but this is going to be a different game for them. They are the better team here, in the better form, despite losing to LAFC. Uh, but I'm not sure they can keep a clean sheet right now. They are a bit of a mess on that defensive end. And because of that, I'm going to go with both teams to score in over 2.5 goals at minus 125. Nashville will be hosting New England in the next matchup in the MLS, and I think this was gonna be going towards Nashville, if I'm being honest. New England has won only one of their last 6 games while losing the other 5. Nashville at home is quite solid with 3 wins, 5 draws, and only 1 loss. And they haven't lost to New England in any of their last 3 home games. So, at the price we are getting right now for Nashville on the money line, I'm gonna go with that. It's minus 143. I might even put it in a double with something else to get a little bit more value out of it. But however I slice this game, guys, I see Nashville coming out on top. Salt Lake will be hosting Austin in the next matchup in the MLS, and this one could be very interesting if I'm being honest. Both teams are playing pretty well. Salt Lake has been the most consistent team in the league. They are pretty heavy favorites and they're undefeated in their last 5 games. Even though they haven't won any of their last 2, they got a 3-3 draw against Dallas and 1-1 draw against Seattle. But this is their home game, and this is their fortress, so to say. And like I said, Salt Lake 5 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss at home. 50 score goals and only 6 conceded goals in 7 games. Austin, on the other side, has been quite. I mean, they haven't been the greatest team on the road, but they haven't been bad as well. They're not scoring a lot, only 3 goals in 7 games. However, their defense has been keeping them in all those games, and I think that they could have a say in this game. I think that Salt Lake is maybe in a bit of a slump right now on that defensive end, while Austin has been scoring goals quite consistently, and they are bound to finally get a good game on their own as well. So I am leaning towards Salt Lake at home, if I'm being honest, but instead I decided to go with goals. Both teams to score an over 2.5 at minus 105. I might even sprinkle a little bit on Salt Lake to win and both teams to score, which should be a nice deep plus money. LAFC will be hosting Dallas, and there's no betting against LAFC right now, guys. They've kept 5 clean sheets in a row. That's absolutely staggering to me from a team that's been struggling so much at the early stages of the season. Now, They have scored 11 goals in those 5 games, and like I said, kept 5 clean sheets in a row. I know that Dallas has been waking up. I know that they have been scoring goals, but I simply have to side with LAFC in this one. If you want to take them on the money line, you have to put them in a double. Maybe put them in a double with Nashville. That should give you nice plus money for those two picks. But I decided to go with LAFC -1.5 at plus 105. I think that they shouldn't have any problem scoring at least 2 goals in this game. Now, whether they can keep 6 clean sheets in a row or not, we'll see. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they accomplish just that. So, LAFC -1.5 at plus 105. Portland and Houston is going to be the next matchup, and I decided to go for a full swing in this one, guys. Portland is now on a 2-game winning streak while winning 3 of their last 4. And even though Houston is coming off a win against Colorado at home, when playing on the road, they haven't won any of their last 2 games, and they have been conceding goals quite consistently, both at home and on the road. So, to make it simple, guys, I'm gonna side with Portland, but I'm gonna go for a full swing. Like I said, I'm taking Portland to win, and both teams to actually end over 2.5 goals at plus 215. And the last pick before we move on to the parlay is between Vancouver and Colorado. The last game of the day, and you know what? Vancouver finally got a win, and that was against Kansas City 2-1 on the road. It was something they desperately needed. I think that's gonna pick them up. That's gonna give them a nice confidence boost. And coming to their home stadium against Colorado, they should definitely go for the win in this one. And honestly, I think they will get it. I think that they are the better team right now. They are certainly more talented, and Colorado on the road, it's still not solid, and they have a few injured players as well. So, like I said, I am leaning towards Vancouver, but I decided to go with a bit of a safer pick, and that is Vancouver team total over 1.5 goals at -139. I think that they can score at least a couple of goals in this game. I think that they have to score at least a couple of goals in this game. Now, whether or not Colorado does something in this game, I'm not concerned with that, and I'm simply gonna take Vancouver team total over 1.5 goals at -139. And now the MLS parlay, guys. It's a three-legger, like I said. I will take Galaxy on the double chance against Chicago. I will take Minnesota versus Kansas over 2.5 goals, and I will take Portland versus Houston over 2.5 goals as well. This three-leg parlay pays out at plus 318. Like I said, I decided to go a bit of a safer route since we lost the last two parlays, and the Wednesday MLS slate hasn't been the greatest. So let's bounce back, guys. There's nothing we can do about the losses we suffered, but we can make money on the this upcoming pick. So get your free picks here, guys. Check out my premium bets. Check out that Champions League video as well. Hit that like button. Feel free to leave a comment, and I'll see you soon with more free winners.